2 right shots. You really love to see that evened out if you can. 6 centermen dressed for tonight, 5 left shots, 1 right shot. And that's a little problematic sometimes for you when you're thinking about those key face-offs, your defensive zone, your offensive zone. If you only got 1 right shot centerman, it kind of limits what you can do depending on which side of the ice you're on.
Starters for the hockey game, Griffins will have Jared Coro in goal once again. He's 3-0 and responsible for all 3 games for Grand Rapids. 2.00 goals against and a .918 save percentage. His counterpart will be Lars Johansson. Our first look at Johansson. 1 game played, 2.04 goals against. He lost the game. No fault of his. Ice Hawks in their first 2 games have managed only 2 goals scored, so they've struggled offensively here early in this new season. Referees for tonight's hockey game, Brent Iverson, Stefan Renault, Jesse Pletch, Jared Hoffmeyer, linesman. Matt Laredo is off to a very good start. He's the guy that we've talked about as one that the eye up is the guy to replace Andy Mealy. Very good hockey player, Matt Laredo.
Jag är ju med skadad innan också, men om inte...
4 points in the first
Han är en
3
support
games
alltså.
for Laredo.
Man kan inte heala riktigt.
Underway, puck down in the Grand Rapids zone to our left, where Laredo has it along the end boards, taken away. Ice Hawks though with a pass towards the line, goes between the 2-point men and all the way back into the Rockford zone. Ice Hawks move it up the left wing. Unable to make a play was Martin Lundberg. Now Griffins have it. Here's Nick Jensen on the right defense, working it up the near boards into that Rockford zone. Lost it. Svedberg will go in, play it. Jammed it up the far side, knocked down, held in by the Griffins, but they're offside. They'll clear the zone though, and play will go on. And the Ice Hawks on the move as we are 1 minute into the first period here at Van Andel. Now across the line, here's McNeil with a pass on the right side to Tanner Caro, just a bit out of his reach. They jammed it off to the near side, and now puck skipping up the boards all the way back into that Ice Hawk zone once again. Ville Polka to go get it. Dropped it up. Now Bertuzzi takes it away, walks right in front with a shot. Good save by Johansson. And Bertuzzi bumps into the right goalpost and knocks it free, and that will stop play and bring a face-off outside the Rockford blue line.
Nice play by Bertuzzi. Comes in on the right wing, Bob, and he's able to make a nice move around the defender. Takes it hard to the net. Boy, you love to see players do that. The goaltender holds the post, makes the save, but nice scoring chance early on for the Griffins.
Griffins win that draw. Out at center, Russo will play for Peach. Up the left side, he got away from Evgeny Svechnikov. Ice Hawks give it away again, though, and the puck centered, deflected right to the goal mouth, and covered by Johansson once again.
Three Griffins that time going to the net, Bob. You're going to get goals if you go hard to the net like that. Face off here to the right of the Rockford goaltender.
And Aubrey goes in to take that draw with Luke Johnson. Griffins win it cleanly. Here's Russo, right point, letting it go. That one deflecting wide. Peach scooped it right back behind the net, rolled through for defenseman Cameron Schilling. Schilling up the left wing to Mashinter, and he'll tap it away to center where the Ice Hawks come up with it. And Langlois will dump it down behind the Griffin net. Bumped into Coro. He took exception to that. Clearing attempt held in. Ice Hawks have it. A quick shot pad saved by Coro. And Grand Rapids on the rebound. Will move it up ice, led by Criscolo. Now Kyle Criscolo scooped it in behind the net. Controlled by Robin Norrell. Now to center ice he goes and sends it the other way. Joe Hicketts to go get it. Scooped it off to the near side, and the Griffins will control as Mike Borkowski dropped it back, taken away. Here's Labrie down behind the Griffin net. Labrie centering pass, came free out in front, jammed away to the near corner. Ice Hawks go get it there. Here's Carrick turning with it. His shot missed the net, held in, turned in behind opening period at Van Andel. Now Laredo on the move, suddenly 3-on-2, gave it to Mantha, whose pass in front for Tangradi was picked off. Back up ice they go. Lundberg into the Grand Rapids zone. A shot that carried away into the right wing corner where the Ice Hawks had it, gave it away. Now it deflects up into the air and out of play, and we'll get a face-off in Grand Rapids territory.
Well, so far, Bob, I think the Griffins have had the better part of this game. A lot of good speed coming out of their zone.
I love the addition of Matt Laredo, Lou. He's Been very impressive early on, as we've talked about, led Albany in his rookie season a year ago and led a very good Albany team in scoring last year. Very crafty player. Anthony Mantha attributes his success to 5 goals in 3 games, much to his line mates, Tangradi and Laredo. Describing Tangradi as that big body, goes to the corners to get the puck. And Laredo just a tremendous playmaker. That's 2 pretty good guys to have on your side. Now, Ice Hogs have the puck into the Griffins' end. A backhand shot missed the net. Rebound attempt. That one stopped by Coro as Callahan had overskated the puck, and Coro had to be alert there. Now the puck loose at center where Callahan and Bertuzzi collide, and a little slow getting up was Callahan, but it'll take a lot more than that to keep him down with a stop in the play and 4 minutes and 1 second gone here in a scoreless first period.
Crow had to be sharp on that save. He didn't anticipate it. It was a stolen pass and a quick shot. Boy, quick drop into his butterfly and a nice save.
Yeah, anything less than 100% focus there, Lou, might have been a disaster for Grand Rapids.
Absolutely.
Callahan almost always very sure-handed. I'm sure Coro was thinking that as well, but somehow overskated the puck, resulting in a pretty good chance for Rockford. Now, Rockford back in. They've got the puck in the near corner. McNeil a centering feed. Carrying back to the point. Played by Spencer Abbott. Top of the near circle he goes. A shot. He hit the goal post, and the rebound rolled right through the goal mouth. Well, Abbott rang it off the left post there, and the Griffins now with it will clear the zone. Ice Hogs have really come to life here as they shoot the puck back in, controlled now by Dan Runuffin behind his own net. Standing there for a look. Both teams completing changes as Hickett's now will play the puck rink wide. Here's Borkowski at the line, and they're going to call it offside on Grand Rapids. With 14:58 to go in the first. Well, tomorrow night, not to look ahead, Lou, but looking forward to seeing the defending Calder Cup champion Cleveland Monsters in town.
Boy, what a great time for sports in Cleveland right now, isn't it? And you know,
incredible.
I mean, for so many years of nothingness, and then to have all this great sports activity. I have to confess, I'm pulling for the Cubbies to make it to the World Series. I'd love to see a Cubby Indian World Series.
Wouldn't that be something?
It would be fantastic.
You're right, though. Cleveland, my goodness. Starting with the Cavs and, of course, the Lake Erie Monsters, now known as the Cleveland Monsters, winning the Calder Cup. And you got the Indians already having advanced to the World Series, and then you got the Browns.
Yeah, well, come on. Can't have everything.
Back down behind the Griffin goal. Here's Nick Jensen after it. Bumped by Mashinter. Spins away from him effectively. Look out, though. The pass taken away. Here's Mashinter right in front. Big save there by Coro. Now they rolled it back to the line. Rockford with it. Here's Svedberg at the left point. Wrapped it around the boards. To the far side they go. Ice Hogs again aggressively keep it in the zone. Here's a shot from the right wing boards on net. Stopped there by Coro. Now right point held in. Ice Hogs have taken over the play here. As now the puck splits the point men. Goes all the way back to the Rockford zone. Svedberg to go back and get it. Up the right wing with a feed for Tyler Barnes, unable to make a play there. Here's Russo for Grand Rapids, lifting it back in. Wide of the Rockford cage. Good hit delivered by Tangradi. Jarred the puck free. However, Labrie is there to play it. Here's Cedric Labrie, unable to clear it out. Second try. Once again, Tangradi knocked it down. Griffin's holding it in. Here's Laredo cutting in. Tried to feather a pass in front, blocked by a sliding Polka. Griffin's, though, in control. Left point Peach. Back to the right side there. Russo with an opening. He fires a shot. He ripped it wide. And Sam Carrick will pick it up and scoop it back to Griffin territory. And again, the Hogs making a change as Laredo, in the meantime, receiving a pass on right wing. He'll dump it down to the Rockford zone, and now the Griffins will change it up. With 7 minutes gone, first period, still no score here at Van Andel. Griffins had the first 3 shots on goal. Ice Hogs would come back for the last 6. Now Callahan with a puck across to Dan Renuff on the left side. Second try, able to lift it in, but the Ice Hogs very quick to pick it up and move it right back the other way. As they send it deep, here's Callahan looking a feed, connecting with Bertuzzi into the zone. Phexuz had it poked off his stick. Now run up to the near boards to get it. Tried to feather one down the boards. That's blocked and goes out to center. And the Griffins recover to play it. And Ben Street now making his debut in a Griffin uniform. He'll be going off to want a quick change. One of the assistant captains for the Griffins. Or I guess you're supposed to refer to him as alternate captains. He and Matt Ford. Ford's still out of the lineup and will be for probably at least another week, if not longer. Now here's Svedberg, a long shot for the Ice Hogs, sailing high and wide. And Svechnikov for Grand Rapids trying to connect with Aubrey. Out of his reach. He'll go to the right wing corner, though, and play it. Louis-Marc Aubrey tied up. Puck given away by the Ice Hogs. Here's Aubrey in the slot with a shot. He ripped it just wide. Svechnikov's got the rebound. He centered one. That one deflected off the skate. McNeil will pick it up and make a neat play across for Abbott near side. Non-stop play here. About 3 minutes without a whistle as here come the Ice Hogs. Caro with a backhand pass into the slot, intercepted. And Evgeny Svechnikov will play it and drop it off to Lashoff. Both teams changing it up again. As Lashoff stands behind his own net. Feeds the puck to Nick Jensen up the right wing to Colin Campbell. Campbell met there by Schilling. As the puck back on Griffin's ice, and Jensen will try it again deep in his own end. And up the left wing to Dominic Turgeon. Turgeon scooped it in. Campbell trying to get at it. Billy Polka standing in his way. Staying stride for stride with him. And now Ice Hogs steer a pass to an open right wing. Griffin's up with it at center. As Colin Campbell will angle back into his own zone. Long time without a whistle here. As Campbell now will drop it off to Page. And the first-year Griffins captain will play it up the boards for Tangradi. Met right there, but Laredo follows up the play. Steered the puck into the right wing corner where Mantha got belted on the play by Tyler Barnes. Griffins, meanwhile, steal the puck. Here's Tangradi in the circle with a shot that didn't get through. And now Russo will move it for the right point to play it. Now for Mantha, good play for Page, who tees it up and fires. That one deflected out in front, didn't get through. Now rolling around where Mantha holds it in again, and Tangradi will pick it up. Tangradi's centering pass deflected down to the far corner. Ice Hogs jamming away. Laredo jumps in there. Rockford up with the puck, and they'll finally lift it out of there and out to center where Robbie Russo goes back to grab it. Off to Nathan Page, lifting it out to center, bouncing around. And played by the Ice Hogs. Kyle Bond will drop it back into his own zone. You're joining us late. 3 different players in the lineup compared to the last game for Grand Rapids. As we mentioned, Ben Street playing tonight. Dan Renouf also in the lineup. And the young rookie Mike Borkowski making his debut in a Griffin uniform. Sitting it out this evening, Matt Cato, Dylan Sadoway, Zach Nastasiak, as well as Matt Ford on the injury list, Connor Allen and Dan Cleary. Griffin's Callahan with a puck to Bertuzzi. He had a man up the middle. That was Street. Couldn't get in the puck. Now gets it back, though, and a pass knocked out of the line. Good play by Renouf. Now working in Renouf. Put it in the goal mouth, and that one's off a skate. And controlled by the Ice Hogs. Boy, we may have about a 21-minute period by the time this thing's said and done. We've got at least 5 minutes without a whistle, and now we're going to get one because the Griffins, I think, have too many men on the ice. Now, we had an icing call, and I think maybe that's it. The referee may be pointing to make sure that those that were on the ice stay on the ice after that icing call against Grand Rapids.
Boy, that was a long, just back and forth period of ice hockey. That was incredible.
By the way, that's Lou Rabeau. You got to reintroduce him.
Yeah, I actually had to get a word in here. Some nice plays by Renouf. That play holding it at the blue line. He showed some ability to toe drag the puck away for a big guy. I thought that was a nice play. Then he tried to put it into the slot area. Smart play by rookie. Oh, big save there.
Yeah, big stop on a redirect from the line. A good play by Polka, setting up Abbott on the doorstep, and Jared Coro right there to shut the door to keep this game scoreless. 8:35 left. We're in the first period. From Van Andel Arena, this is Labatt Griffins hockey. Two breaks here, Adam. So we're going to be coming at you quick because we got a lot of breaks to make up. Now Griffins in action tonight against the Rockford Ice Hogs. The Red Wings, the parent club, also on home ice this evening, hosting the Nashville Predators, and Pekka Rinne hoping to rebound from a bit of a subpar season a year ago. And now as we get back to the play here, and a penalty coming up against Rockford, as Evgeny Svechnikov had stolen the puck at his own line, trying to break through a pair of Rockford defenders. They grabbed onto him, and the guiltiest of the two was Tanner Caro, and off he goes. And that Griffin power play goes to work now, having scored 5 times on 16 attempts, nearly 40% efficiency.
Well, nice play by Svechnikov, and that's where his speed showed. He was able to break loose, and Rockford unwilling to let him go in on a breakaway, hooks him. Easy call for the ref.
And the Griffins win the draw down in the Rockford zone. Give it away, though. And the Ice Hogs will skate it out short-handed. Here's McNeil, long shot, blocker save by Coro. Now the Ice Hogs steal the puck behind the goal, just feed it right up the middle. Goes out to center, and Svedberg from there will launch it back in. By the way, the Red Wings will have Peter Mrazek in goal, despite Jimmy Howard's outstanding performance in New York a couple of nights ago. They'll come right back with Mrazek. Wings and Predators at the Joe tonight. That would be Nashville's only appearance, so thus their final game at the Joe Louis Arena. Mantha now cutting in on the right wing with a shot that missed the net. The rebound, Laredo reaching in, trying to control. It came back to the line. Peach knocked it down. Here's Tangradi with it now. Lays it across the ice, and Mantha's in control. Watch him. Meanwhile, Callahan with the puck to Laredo. He's not been bashful about shooting it as Anthony Mantha, nor should he be. Here's Peach now with it, and 52 to go in the power play. Peach inside the line, across to Mantha for the one-timer block. Got it right back, but couldn't handle it. And Svedberg picks it up and shoots it down the ice.
Keep an eye on Svedberg, who blocked that shot that seemed to sting him a little bit, but he looks to be okay.
Looks like it caught him in the hand there. Now, here's Russo back the other way. Rattled it around the boards. It came to the line to Hicketts and across to Russo. Now back to Hicketts. Tapped it quickly to Ben Street. His pass out of the goal for Svechnikov. Deflected aside. Street's got it though. 18 to go in the power play. Rockford zone to my right. Griffins setting it up. Here's Russo to Hicketts. Fakes it to Street. Back to Hicketts for the one-timer. Broke his stick right in half. Now Svechnikov will play it. Here's Bertuzzi. Tried to give it to Svechnikov. That one into his skates. Now Russo's going to hold in a clearing attempt. Hicketts has a new stick. Meanwhile, Caro's back on. Griffins fail on this power play. And the Ice Hogs have got the puck and work it up ice, led by Tanner Caro. Speeding across that line. He dropped it off, and a shot. Good save again by Coro. Now here's Labrie for the one-timer. It's off the heel of his stick, but Caro will go get it. And wrap it around behind the Griffin goal. Tanner Caro comes up with it there. Back to the line to Schilling. It bounced right over his stick and out to center. Griffins have been shotless now for a long time. They were leading 3-0 in that category. It's 8-3 Rockford right now. They did not even get a shot on that power play. Now, puck at center ice. Johnson trying to make a play. Griffins knocked it away from him. Here's Criscono to Eric Tangradi. Tangradi in the right wing corner. Spins away from Schilling. Good play to the left point now. Lashoff takes a look to the right side to Jensen. Long shot. Ooh, that one just missed. Rebound. Centering attempt, and that one will deflect up over the glass and out of play. 5:28 left, first period. Still scoreless from Van Andel. You're listening live to Levac Griffins Hockey. It comes your way on Wood Radio. You may not get to talk again, Lou.
Between periods.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's an entertaining game.
Yep.
That's it.
Back again live at Van Andel Arena. Griffins and the Rockford Ice Hogs are scoreless as we get ready for a face-off to the right side of Rockford goaltender Lars Johansson, who we have not had to call out his name much in the last 10 minutes or so. Griffins got off to a good start. Now here's a quick shot off that draw by Aubrey, and Johansson tested there, makes the save and holds on to it.
It's a design play. Really don't get a lot of set plays in hockey, but you do off the face-offs. Griffins get it right back to the point, a quick shot.
Here's Criscolo down behind the net. Rolled it off to the near side for Aubrey. Aubrey trying to step away from Mashinter. Tough to do. He's a big body and a long reach as well. Ice Hogs do wind up with a puck, steered it to the line, but unable to hold it in there was Svechnikov. Offside called against Grand Rapids. With 5:06 to go, we're in the first period, so Griffins at least register another shot on net for the first time in a good 10, maybe even 12 minutes, Lou.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you've got Rockford, you know, they've really struggled their first 2 games scoring, Bob. Although they haven't scored here, I think they have to be a little happier that they're getting some scoring chances. Jared Caro's been equal to the task so far.
Rattled back in. Gustafson puts it up the near side, but not out. Here's Colin Campbell. He got held onto it. Another penalty coming up against Rockford on the delayed call. Ice Hogs will handle it, no question, right in front of the referee.
Yep.
Holding, hooking, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be hooking, and the Griffins will have a second power play.
Well, I don't think you want to put this Griffin team on the power play too much. But the real key there, if you look at how both those penalties were drawn, the first one, Svechnikov draws the penalty through hard work. He breaks loose, gets between the defenders. They got to hold him up. This one, Campbell's digging hard. He's working hard on the forecheck. He gets held up. So we've got Anthony Mantha out again this time. As in the past, he's playing on the right point. Puck gets cleared. Griffins will have to go back and break out of their zone.
Robin Norrell, the hooking call. 4th round draft pick of the Blackhawks. Norrell from Sweden. Now here's Anthony Mantha cruising in, dropped it back behind him. Nobody's at the right point though.
Well, there's a guy who's forgotten who's playing the right point, right? And he's used to playing forward, and very common play to drop it back to your own defenseman. He was the point man.
It's tough to be in 2 spots at once.
Yeah,
huh?
It's tough to be in 2 spots at once.
As good as Mantha's been.
Yeah, but that's just a habit play, right?
Yeah.
As a forward, it's a habit just to bank it back to your point man.
Now Griffins back in their own zone. Mantha's got the puck, dropped it off to Hickett's. Minute 7 to go in the power play. Second chance of the game, the DT Energy power play. At work right now, right wing corner, Callahan jammed the puck. McNeil knocked it down. It's loose among skates, came back to the line to Hickett's, across for the one-timer from Russo, and a save there by Johansson, and he'll hold on to that.
It's a good shot by Russo in the sense he gets it on net, Bob, but no traffic in front. He's at a wide angle. Johansson's not really going to have much trouble with that shot, and he did. But it is at least the 5th shot for the Griffins. And I think the first on either power play, right? It's the first shot they've on either power play.
Ben Street on the faceoff. Taken away and won by the Ice Hogs, who snap it down the ice. Hickett's to go get it. Easily steps away from the forecheck of Langlois. And now moves it up the right wing to Street, who gains the zone to the line to Russo. 32 to go in the power play. Here's Street in the right wing circle, lost the pass, and Langlois will shovel it out of there. Hickett's to go get it. Labrie tying him up, but Hickett's breaks free, and now one last power play rush with 16 seconds to go. He'll wrap it around the boards, into the zone it goes, behind the net. Russo with it, centering attempt. Street trying to come up with it, but it got away from him. And here's Sam Carrick up ice, 1 man to beat Hickett's. Carrick trying to cruise in. Great defensive play by Hickett's. Penalty is over. Norrell steps back on, and the Ice Hogs have killed off both Griffin power plays. And the game remains scoreless. And now here's a long shot by Spencer Abbott. Gloved down by Coro. who holds on for the draw. 2:38 to go in the first period. It's still 0-0 from Van Andel Arena. This is American Hockey League action on Word Radio. All right, you can go to here, Adam. Back again here at the Van. New lighting and all.
It's awesome. It really is awesome.
Face off in the Grand Rapids zone. Shot blocked by Svechnikov from the Ice Hogs, but they maintain control, work it out in front. The backhand shot knocked away. And the Griffins led by Aubrey to Svechnikov to Aubrey. He's got a man, Jensen, breaking, gives him the pass. He's right in with a shot, and a great save there by Johansson. A good move.
Way to jump up in the play by a defenseman.
Now they got another chance in front. Criscolo backhanded one wide. In goes Svechnikov. Bumped. He's got the puck. Side of the net. He had him dead to rights, and somehow Johansson got a skate across and got a piece of that thing. Now here's Svechnikov with the puck again. Right point to Jensen. A long shot sailing high and wide. Criscolo in the corner got belted, but got the puck free for Aubrey, returns with a shot that misses the goal. And the Ice Hogs up with it, and again, they can't get out. Great pressure by this Griffin line of Aubrey, Criscolo, and Svechnikov. Now Borkowski's jumped on. Griffins desperately need a change here, and they'll get one, and that will finally allow Rockford to get out of their own end, which they haven't done for a minute. And here's a pass up the right wing. They go skipping down behind the Griffin goal. And played there by Robbie Russo with 1:18 to go in the first period. Still 0-0 here. Griffins deflecting it inside that Rockford blue line. Hogs move it the other way. Mashinter, left wing corner, centering attempt. Goes off to the far side. Gustafson will play it. He worked it in front with a shot. The save made by Coro. And now under a minute remaining in this first period. Griffins trying to clear the puck, could not. Turgeon jamming at it. Dominic Turgeon able to move it ahead for Colin Campbell, who scooped it out to center. And played by Luke Johnson. He dropped it back into his own end. Ice Hogs stretch one to center, deflected away by Laredo, played by Tangradi now. Tangradi dropped it for Mantha. He's going to walk right in. He lost the puck, though. Now they poke away at it. It goes deflecting in behind the net. Boy, you got to shoot that thing,
he wound up. He shouldn't have wound up.
He had a lot of space in front of him. Got a little greedy there. Now Griffins again hold the puck in. 14 seconds left in the period. Here's Tangradi with a pass across. Loose in the goal now. Mantha gets stopped there by Johansson, and he'll dive out and cover up.
Well, great effort there by the Griffins. Anthony Mantha was able to walk right down the center, but lost the puck. But great pressure. Griffins able to get up to 8 shots now. And with this, Bob, this day in hockey, you ready for this? 1973, October 21. I was sweating my first year of college, but the Red Wings on this night trounced the California Seals, 11-2.
The Golden Seals.
Guy Chiron had 3 goals. California Seals, of course, one of the next 6 after the original 6. California, LA Kings, Minnesota, Philly, Pittsburgh, and the St. Louis Blues.
The Griffins off a draw with a shot blocked. Hand pass called down with 2.1 seconds remaining. And you remember what city the California Golden Seals played in, right?
Oakland.
Yeah.
Oakland. And in fact, at one point they became the Oakland Seals.
Yes.
Right? They were the California Seals when they came in, then they became the Oakland
Yeah, I
Seals.
think weren't they the California Golden Seals and
They
then
were,
the Oakland
too.
Seals, I think?
Yep,
So that one,
yep.
maybe they changed that moniker, if I remember right.
Maybe one of the ugliest jerseys
Yeah,
ever, right?
And the white skates.
In the white skates.
Well, they dropped the puck, and the horn, as you could hear in the background, sounds to end the first period. Both goalies good in that opening frame, and hence we're 0-0 through 20 minutes of play here at Van Andel.
Well, I thought, Bob, the Griffins got off sharp the first 3 shots, but boy, then it was the Ice Hogs after that for a long period of time. Careau was clearly the best Griffin of the period. He had some great saves, the best of which I thought was when he was down in the butterfly all alone, player right in front, and he moved. It was Jared Careau would not have made that save 2 years ago, but he was able with his big frame in the butterfly to slide across from his right to his left to hold his position. Goaltender coaches the world around were going, that was beautiful. Yeah, that really was beautiful. That one shift by Svechnikov too, you could really see his potential.
talk to him, but I'm...
Welcome again live to the van where the Griffins and the Rockford Ice Hogs moving to center ice to get ready to go with period number 2 here. 10-8, the Ice Hogs outshot Grand Rapids in the first frame. No goal scoring to speak of, so goaltenders switching ends. Jared Coro down to our right-hand side, and the youngster Lars Johansson in the goal to our left. It looks like the Red Wings and the Blackhawks playing here tonight, doesn't it?
It does. I was going to say that first period. I mean, it's truly old school, original 6 uniforms, all the same except for the logos on the front.
Now, you, me, and Fergursky get really fired up about that stuff. We love it when the Griffins wear their Friday night Red Wing jersey with that Griffin crest adorning the front of it. And when teams like Rockford and the Toronto Marlies roll in,
I love the Marlies uniforms. I think those are just classic. I love that shade of blue.
Just like their parent team, the Maple Leafs.
Oh.
Now action down behind the Griffin goal, as in fact we are underway here in the second period. Ice Hogs shoot the puck around the end boards, all the way to the near side. Jake Dowell tapped it, played by Lashoff for Jensen, rubbed out along the end boards by the Hogs, but Jensen able to maneuver the puck for Mantha, who lifted it out to center. Griffins Laredo trying to come up with it, poked away from him though, and controlled by Tanner Caro. Mantha took down Caro at center. As the play goes down inside the Rockford line, now Bertuzzi forced out to center. Had the puck stripped away, Caro right back in, but Lashoff reaches in. Sweeps the puck to the far side. Here's McNeil with it in the centering attempt. Picked off, good play by Laredo. 2-on-1 now with Callahan. Callahan on the right side, toe drag shot. Big stop there by Johansson. Tried to go upper left-hand corner, and Johansson looked cool and calm, making the blocker save.
Well, right play by Callahan taking the shot. There was one defender back who took Laredo like he's supposed to do, leave the shooter to the goaltender. So Callahan, I think the right move taking the shot. Johansson was just up for it.
Griffins or the Ice Hogs a long shot handle. Another attempt and a good right pad save made by Coro. Clearing attempt by Peach, held in by the Ice Hogs, but now in goes Bertuzzi to grab the puck. Pass ahead for Street, failed to connect. Hogs have the puck, right back in they go. Luke Johnson now will carry it to the end board. Centering pass, deflected off to the far corner. Where Rockford goes to get it. Mashinter to Johnson, who's passed back to the line, was knocked down by Chris Colo. And the Ice Hogs have to clear the zone and play it at center. 2:22 gone in the second period. Now the Hogs busting back in. Right on the doorstep. Open net there for Luke Johnson, but the pass skipped right over top of him, or over top of his stick, and now Bertuzzi heading back the other way, dumped it in, but Rockford quick now to take it away and go right back up ice, but a good recovery by Renouf to reach back and tap the puck away from Langlois, and played by Gustafson. At center for Rockford, back and across the line they go. Sam Carrick on right wing, near side. Had the puck knocked away. Centering attempt there by Labrie, and that'll be gobbled up by Coro, who holds on to it for a whistle here with 2:58 having elapsed in period number 2, and it's still scoreless.
Griffins way too scrambly in their own zone. A carryover from the first period. Long times to get the breakout going. Wingers really not in a good position for the passes, kind of leaving the defenseman dangling out there. So Griffins got to do a better job of getting out of their zone. And here's another example of it. Couldn't clear the zone.
And Sam Carrick, a shot for the right wing boards. It sailed wide. Another attempt left side. That one on goal. Coro makes the stop. Svechnikov in the meantime with the puck up ice he goes, and a pass for Chris Colo deflecting down to that Rockford zone. Ice Hogs with it now. Downside of his own net, Carl Dahlstrom up the right wing. Feed for Barnes, goes deflecting down to the Grand Rapids zone where Chris Colo makes a neat play to get the puck to Aubrey. Now on to Evgeny Svechnikov. Across that line he goes, turning with a pass. Just missed Chris Colo there. Griffins changing the defensive pairing. Oh boy, I'll tell you, they got away with that.
Absolutely.
As the Ice Hogs attempted to go back the other way. Had him caught, but Bond unable to come up with a pass cleanly, and the Ice Hogs go into the zone outside of the play.
So important, especially in a second period where you've switched ends. You're so far from your own bench. You really got to come out of your zone with speed, and you got to get it over the center ice line. So if you can make your change, you can. I think Lashoff was out for the first two and a half minutes of this period. He couldn't get off the ice.
Here's Dominic Turgeon with the puck at center. A pass blocked. Played by Jake Dowell. Dropped it back into his own end. Ice Hogs flip one up the middle and rolls into the Griffins' end, where Coro has to come out of his net and does just that to clear it away from the charging Dowell. At center now, Martin Lundberg with the puck. Ripped it back in. Griffins tipped it to center, and here's Colin Campbell on left wing. Across the line, left the puck now for Borkowski, but he can't break free, and the Ice Hogs have the puck. Up the ice they go. Across that line, but broken up. And it's at center ice where it's played by Eric Gustafsson. Shoots it in on goal. Coro knocked it down. 15-20 remaining. We're still scoreless in this one. Yeah. Now Laredo with the puck for Tangradi. Chopped it inside that Rockford line. Ice Hogs take it away. Here's Mark McNeil up ice. Backhands the puck into the near corner where Nathan Peach bumps there with Spencer Abbott. Caro comes up with a puck to Gustafsson. Now across for McNeil, and his one-timer ripped that just wide. He had an opening there too. You can just tell by his reaction. He knows he missed that one. Now the puck still deep in that Griffin zone where McNeil's got it. Here's McNeil away from Robbie Russo, turning with a shot that's off a leg and goes out to center. Griffins take it away there. Here's Laredo back in. Left side shot save. Rebound attempt. Another save by Johansson. 2 stops on Matt Laredo. Now Rockford with a puck. Had it stripped away by Laredo again. He pulls up for Mantha right in front of the net. Knocked away. Griffins still poking at it in front of the goal. And now Ice Hogs will play it and roll it back into the Grand Rapids zone. Griffins stretch a pass ahead for Mantha. Mantha away from Luke Johnson back into his own zone. Now a pass broken up, and they're going to call Rockford offside on the play with 14:09 to go in the second period. It is a scoreless game. Both teams have had their share of good opportunities. The netminders, Coro for the Griffins and Johansson for Rockford, have both been very good.
Well, you know, I love to watch the guys who are going to be here someday, and little report on Giovanni Smith, left shooting right wing, 6'2", 209 pounds. He's with the Guelph Storm this year. Tough kid, 2 goals, 3 assists, 24 penalty minutes in 7 games already. So
they're going to like him, Lou.
They are going to like that young guy.
They're going to like him here, and they're going to like him in Detroit.
Yep.
No question. Hard-nosed, blue-collar kind of player. He's got a lot of skill, big kid, and he has got a personality like you will not believe.
Yeah,
a couple years away, though, from being here.
Yeah. But you're right. I think the fans are going to fall in love with that kid.
Right back underway. We've got a wide open game going on in Detroit at the Joe. Still scoreless, though, despite 24 shots on net between the Red Wings and the Predators. With still 6 minutes left.
Oh, my goodness.
13-11. The Wings are out shooting Nashville in that one. Mentioned Pekka Rinne had a bit of a subpar year last year. His goals against her save percentage was just barely over 900. Look out, Ice Hogs cutting in. Oh, another good save by Coro. Svedberg has the rebound. Plays it far side. Poke check with Sam Carrick. And Bertuzzi will steer the puck up the boards and back to center ice. Rinne with 13 saves. Peter Mrazek with 11. No score. Wings and Nashville Predators in Detroit tonight. Now here's Labrie with the puck for the Ice Hogs. Scooped it down into that Grand Rapids zone. Sam Carrick in behind the net right in front. A good chance for Labrie, and a blocker save again by Coro. Left point puck held in. Ice Hogs attempt there. Goes deflecting near side. Cruising in was Polka to shoot one wide of the net. Now it's loose in the far corner where Hicketts came up on Carrick. The Ice Hogs really applying the pressure right now. Here's a feed in front where finally Renup able to jam it away. And now the Griffins with numbers. Here's Svechnikov on right wing. Pulls up with a shot. He ripped that one high.
Oh, what a shot.
Now Chris Colo trying to get it back to the line. Didn't get there. Here's Labrie. Bumped, good play by Jensen at the line. Charged the puck free deep to the Griffins' end, and Jensen will go get it. To Svechnikov. Muscled past one man. Rolled it ahead for Aubrey. It got by him. And Jake Dow will play it back in his own end. With 12 minutes remaining in the second period, still 0-0 here at Van Andel. Now Chris Colo's got the puck. Inside the Rockford line, tried to shoot it in deep, didn't get there. Ice Hogs marching back into the Griffins' end to our right, and a long pass that deflects up into the air. Gloved down by Coro, who holds on for a whistle. 11:47 left, second period. 0-0, Griffins and Ice Hogs. It's all coming your way live from Van Andel Arena on Wood Radio. Yep. Thank you. Hi, Walter.
Say that a little bit louder. Come on, what did you call me? What did you just call me? I called you sir. No, you did not call me sir. You called me the N-word, right?
I did. I believe I did call you that. N is in Nancy. I is in Indigo. G is in Grant. Another G is in Grant. E is in Edward, and R is in Roger.
And what gives you the right to call me that?
The Constitution of the United States.
And what gives you the right to call me a former slave?
The Constitution also does that.
So does that make you a person of superior?
Yeah, that's what makes me superior.
Okay, all right, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you come have a wonderful place in the society, all right? Yeah, cool. Yeah, you do have a First Amendment right.
Yeah, I got a Second Amendment right. I got a Third
Face-off
Amendment
coming up right side of
Fourth,
Jared
Fifth,
Coro,
Sixth.
who makes his fourth straight start to begin the season. Well, I tell you, Lou, I wouldn't be surprised if Coro winds up playing about 60 games
I was
this
just
year.
going to say, I was thinking 60.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what Todd Nelson might have in mind. Now we got a
Yeah.
penalty coming up to the Griffins here.
Yep. Give me a hook.
Right off that face-off, McNeil trying to get free, and Svechnikov had a pretty good wrap on him, so a hooking penalty at the 8:18 mark, and the Ice Hogs will have their first power play chance of the game.
This will sound strange, but this may be a little bit of a benefit to the Griffins. They've not played well this period, and maybe having to bear down on a penalty kill will get something going here in terms of just intensity.
Ice Hogs win the draw. Griffin zone to my right. Here's Caro. Cross far side, Spencer Abbott, and he scores. A wrist shot. He blew it right by the catching glove of Jared Coro, who looked like he was cheating a little bit there. Lou is down on his right knee, and Abbott was looking, and he's got a good hard shot, quick release, and he snapped that one into the upper right-hand corner. And the Ice Hogs draw first blood just a handful of seconds after that power play began.
Well, the Ice Hogs had set up an umbrella, meaning three guys across the top. The puck came over to the right side. The Griffins committed to that player, went to the middle. Ice Hog, Griffins committed to that player, and then finally to the goal scorer on the left. There's no more Griffins left because they're shorthanded, so he's got a free rein with that puck, and he blows it by Coro, and they finally score on their 17th shot to take a 1-0 lead here.
It'll be Abbott's first goal of the year. The Ice Hogs, as I mentioned, had scored only twice in their first two games. Gustafson and Caro, the assist on the goal. And it is a power play tally. Ice Hogs 1 for 1 in that category. And have a 1-0 lead. In this one, as play back underway, puck down in the Grand Rapids zone again. Griffins will take it away though. Turgeon, good pass on the right wing now to Campbell. Scooped it around behind the net. Played there by Borkowski. Tried to feather one in front. Did. A point blank attempt there by Campbell. Stopped not once but twice by Johansson. And we'll get a face-off to his left with 10:39 to go in the second period. And the Hamilton, Ontario native Spencer Abbott has got his first goal of the season. University of Maine product, Spencer Abbott. Played a little bit with Gustav Nyquist for a couple of years. Griffin's winning a draw. Here's Mantha out near the line. Now tees it up and lets it go. That one sailed wide. Renuff's got the rebound across for Hicketts, who fakes a shot. Now to Mantha again, a shot, and that one deflecting wide of the net. Renuff now to Laredo, to Mantha out in front of the net, turning with a shot save, and the rebound. Loose in front, rolling around. Now Mantha goes in, jammed it down to the near corner. Mantha tied up, puck taken away and cleared by Rockford. Here's Mashinter and Hicketts battling. Puck rolled away from both of them, and Renuff will move across to cover up. And play the puck in the left wing. Derek Tangrady to center. Lost his glove as he scoops the puck in. And now goes off on a line change. Meanwhile, Labrie takes a feed at center. There's Cedric Labrie with over 1,000 minutes in penalties during his career. Big, tough guy. Can play the game, though, too.
Good hockey name. Really is. Pierre Cedric Labrie.
He's an intimidating dude, I'll tell you.
He is huge.
Now here's Jensen down behind his zone net. Long stretch pass intended for Callahan, picked off. Back the other way they go, and across that Griffin line. And the puck controlled by Bertuzzi. Couldn't get it out though. But now on a second try, Will and Ice Hogs will back up into their own end with 9:04 to go. We're in period 2. And the Ice Hogs will have the lead in this one, 1-0, as we get an icing call now against Rockford. As Labrie began his career in 07 with the Manitoba Moose before the NHL rolled into Winnipeg, but he's had stops in Winnipeg, Peoria, Norfolk. He's got 46 games in the National Hockey League, but to go with those 1,004 minutes in penalties, Louis scored 83 goals and 180 points in 562 games. So pretty impressive numbers. 2 goals in 46 NHL games, by the way.
Another ice.
There's another icing call. And by the way, Labrie's, all of his NHL games have come with Tampa Bay.
You know, Bob, if I told you that Rockford had 7 non-North Americans on their team, 7 Europeans, you wouldn't be surprised. But when I tell you there's 1 non-North American on this Griffin team, it's shocking.
It is.
Svechnikov, he's the only non-American, non-Canadian. And you and I grew up with, you know, Tatar, Nyquist, Marchenko, all those guys. Cronwall. It's just so strange just to see just North Americans.
Griffin's really applying some pressure here in the last couple of minutes. Seems like that goal's woken him up, Lou. Here's Aubrey now wrenching behind the net, works it out in front with a shot and another save. And Johansson been busy, and he's been good. And now we got some roughhousing out in front as Carrick jumps in on Svechnikov and/or Aubrey. Criscolo is being worked over pretty good out in front of that net, and the bigger bodies stepped in to come to the diminutive Criscolo's aid.
Well, Criscolo's 5'9", Svechnikov is 6'1", Louis Mark is 6'4", so yeah, they need to step in and help out Criscolo.
Breaking the play, we'll pause as well with 8:27 left. We're in the second period. 1-0, Rockford on top. You're listening live to Levant Griffin's Hockey on Wood Radio.
One minute, Bob?
Yeah, 1 minute here, Adam. Yeah, they're all 1 minute unless I tell you otherwise now.
Check this one out here, Dale Weiss. There I am, guys. I'm ready to run over Corbett Holzer. He actually got cut on that from the shield coming down on his nose. Holzer did. That's a Wells Fargo great check in the game. Great play by Dale Weiss.
Stars now bringing it up ice. Shore hits sharp. Steps in over the line. He's met immediately by McNabb. And got nailed and is not getting up quickly. Puck comes right to Patrick Sharp. Throws it toward the net. Rebound in front.
Well, it was a good decision by McNabb. He could see Sharp as he came across the line. He had it.
The Red Wings in Nashville Not for a lack of opportunities. They're scoreless at the end of the first period. Each team with 15 shots on net. Mrazek stopped them all, as did Pecorine. Now Griffin's trying to get on the board. Here's a shot by Peach. Another save, another attempt, and they drove that one wide as Chris Colo had a good opportunity. Now the puck came free again. Here's Chris Colo in the slot. He turns in a shot. He missed the net again. Great chance. And now Caro's got it for the Ice Hogs. Rolled it out to center where Russo tried to shoot it in. Taken away though. McNeil's got Abbott on the right wing. He's tried to fend one in front, and a good play by Renup to put a stick down, knock that one away. And now here is Mike Borkowski, the rookie, out of Colgate with a feed on the right side to his fellow Ivy Leaguer and Chris Colo, the Harvard grad. Now they jam it in. Griffin's needing to complete a line change, do just that. And Rockford, meanwhile, steering the puck to center, knocked down by a high stick. And the proceedings brought to a halt here. Ryan Sproul, by the way, playing tonight for the Red Wings. His second game in a wing uniform, but first since 2014. So good to see Sproul get an opportunity tonight. He had 6 minutes of ice time and a shot on net in the first period.
You know, it is interesting, you know, when those guys all got drafted, we talked about how the Wings were so deep in defense. And all the talk now is, boy, they got to find a defenseman.
Well, they don't always turn out to be what you want them to be, huh, Lou?
And especially, it's so hard to find top pairing defensemen. It really is.
Shot into the Grand Rapids zone, steered aside by Coro. Into the near corner they go to our right. Langlois has the puck for Rockford now. Chased to the far corner by Laredo. They get it back to the line to Schilling, and a long one-timer missed the goal. Colin Campbell gobbled up the rebound and backhands it away to center. Right back in they go. Langlois, he got hammered by Hickinson. A good hit. Boy, I tell you, Joe, Lou, the fans are going to love Joe Hicketts. Here comes Laredo across that line, across to Mantha. They handcuffed him. Ice Hogs just got a stick on that thing and tipped it. Now here's Jensen cruising into the circle. He goes a shot. That deflects away. Mantha picked it up in the near corner. Back to the line to Jensen. He lets it go. That's deflected just wide. Now along the end boards, Griffins have really taken the play away here in the last 3-4 minutes. In fact, ever since Rockford got that power play goal, it indeed has woken up Grand Rapids. Puck lifted to center, played by the Griffin. Lashoff to Mantha. Mantha for Jensen, who tipped it towards the line, but not out of his own end. Ice Hogs holding it in. Here's Bond down behind the net to Jake Dowell, their captain. Dowell to Lundberg. Back to the right point now. They play it across. Norrell to Gustafsson. He steered it down the boards. That's blocked, but Ice Hogs still have it. Now, what do we get? Too many men on the ice. Ice Hogs had 6 guys on the ice. And they had them out there for a while. Just noticed that, Lou, and sure enough, they desperately tried to change, but unable to do so in time. And so the Griffins, who have some momentum right now, let's see if they can cash in on their third power play. We'll pause with 5:32 to go in the second. It's 1-0 Ice Hogs. We'll continue in a moment with more American Hockey League action live on Wood Radio. Five and a half. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, probably won't, but yeah, thanks, Adam.
Coach Nelson before game in Des Moines in 3-2.
You gotta prove it. It's his own. It's like.
All right, Griffins now going to work with a third DT Energy power play, and they win a draw. Here's Mantha with it across to Peach near side. He had to chase it down. Now does. Steered it to Laredo. Back to the line to Mantha. Back to Peach. Peach across to Mantha. Quickly into the near circle to Laredo in front for Tangradi, and a shot. That sailed wide. Griffins misfiring. And a lot of good opportunities here in this period. Ice Hawks trying to clear it. Unable to do so. Good positioning there by Peach to hold it in. But now here's a pass tipped again and shot down the ice by the Ice Hogs. A minute 24 to go in the power play. Matt Laredo on the move up the left wing to Tangradi. Dropped it back to Peach. Now had to circle as Laredo had entered the zone. Laredo plays the puck to Mantha. Near side to Tangradi. Tangradi stepped away from Lundberg. Scooped the puck in. Goes after it himself. Big body comes up with the puck, tried to get it back to the line. That's tipped and slowed, but played by Tangradi again to Mantha. Across on the far side, he dropped it back behind him, and it goes out to center ice.
Another drop pass to Nowhereville.
Here's Peach now to Tangradi at center. Griffins trying to change the power play unit down to 40 seconds remaining in it. And now the Ice Hogs break up the play at the Rockford line. Here's a shot blocked by Peach. It goes down to the right wing corner, where Bonds got it, but in goes Svechnikov to play it momentarily anyway. He overskates it. Now the Griffins, Street threw it away at center. Ice Hogs back in their own end, and Gustafson will steer it up. Sometimes it boggles my mind, Lou, when you've got momentum, and then you get a power play and you just lay a big egg.
Well, I think part of it is without the power play, you're getting the momentum through effort, and then you switch over to power play and you're trying to do it through skill. And a lot of these passes are in the skates. Guys are out of position. They're trying to finesse it now.
And the penalty is over, so that was an easy kill for Rockford. Again, no shots for Grand Rapids. 3 power plays. They've had 1 shot on net.
Yeah, that was a horrible power play.
Here's Lashoff back in his own end with 3:10 to go now in the second period. Still 1-0 Ice Hogs. Boy, Abbott gets tripped, no call made. And a face-off will come outside the line and an offside call against the Ice Hogs.
Yeah, right now I would say Griffins are just disjointed, coming out of their own zone. They're not breaking out of their zone. They're just clearing the puck out of the zone and hoping somebody gets to it. There's just not very good crisp passing. So maybe part of the trick is let's get out of this period here. Let's not let it get any worse than 1-0. Get back in the locker room, get things reorganized a bit.
Svedberg has the puck in the draw. All 6-9 of them shooting it in. Griffins attempting to work it out. Lose it. Shot right back in. Near corner they go to my right. And Jensen will lift it up the boards, but not out. Held in by Dahlstrom. And now we get the hand pass. I was wondering if they were going to call that.
And that sequence right there, Bob, is really to my point. The Griffins are breaking out of their zone. They do 2 quick passes. The third pass is 10 feet in front of the guy breaking out, right? Turn the puck over, comes right back in the zone. Just not good passing today.
In that stretch of about 4 minutes after Rockford scored that goal, they looked really good. Best hockey they played all night, and along came the power play. Now the Ice Hogs down in the Grand Rapids zone. Puck taken away and cleared by the Griffins. 2:25 remains in period 2. Rockford at center. Here's Labrie back in, tied up by Aubry, fellow Frenchman. Labrie scoops it in. Lashoff chopped it up the boards. That's blocked. Ice Hogs able to flip it back towards the line, but Labrie gave it away. And the Griffins now on the move. Here's Chris Colo up the near side. Feeds one across to Campbell, just a bit out of his reach. Well, we've been a period of inches for the Griffins, whether it be passes or shots that just misfiring by a wee bit. Now Svedberg back in his own end with a feed that goes deflecting down to the Grand Rapids zone, and 1:44 to go in the second period. Griffins stretch one ahead to Mantha. He tipped it down behind the Rockford goal. Johansson out of his net, the goaltender, to play it up the right side. Bond. They'll steer it behind the Griffin goal. Coro out of his net to play for Mantha. Now to Hicketts. Left side to Tangradi. He couldn't knock it down. Ice Hogs holding it in. Here's Bond. He got labeled pretty good by Hicketts along the end boards. Grady up with the puck. Takes a peek. Just carried it off the glass. Back to center ice. And played there by Eric Gustafson. Now on to Bond. He gets away from Hicketts. They've got numbers. Here's Bond walking out of front. A great play by Renouf sliding across. Ice Hogs still have the puck though. At the left point in control. They'll steer it along the boards. Norrell down the far side to McNeil. Now McNeil angling back towards the line. He does a big circle all the way back behind the Griffin net. A centering pass. That one's tipped but played by Tanner Caro. Now back to the line to Norrell. He fumbled it a bit. Renouf's out there without a stick right now. That's an advantage for the Ice Hogs. Here's a pass out in front. Block. Good play by Hicketts. But Norrell still has the puck. Grady's been in the ice for a long time. He needs to get off. Griffins desperately need a whistle here with 17 seconds to go in the period. Puck along the end boards where Renouf, who was given a stick by Mantha, steered it away but not out. 7 seconds left. Here's McNeil. He shoots right on. Blocker save. Rebound cleared up the boards, and finally it will go out of the zone, and that will do it for period number 2.
Wow, was that ugly.
I'll just hang back.
Riggs, take my vest.
If he's gonna kill me, headshot will do. Watch the front.
Cruz, we're supposed to stay out here.
He said watch the front. I'm going and I'm gonna watch the front.
Stay back.
Hey, bud. You might be better off just stealing your whole cow. Fallujah or Kandahar?
Both.
You serve. Only easy day was yesterday. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now look at us. Two seals, two sides of the same coin.
Might have to take that weapon from you, though.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Got a lot of folks outside that are on my side.
Doesn't sound like a fair fight.
For which one of us?
I'll tell you what. I'll turn myself in. I'll even let you get the collar. But I gotta finish my mission first.
What's the mission?
Put that weapon down! Get her back! All right?
Did he just... How the hell did he do that?
He's crazier than I am.
What about Jackson's leap off of a building? I'm surprised you didn't jump after him.
Me too. I'm not sure what held me back.
Maybe you're starting to like it around here. Oh, nice weather, good partner, cases worth burning the midnight oil for. It can all grow on you. I'll have a drink. I'm off the clock.
You know, when I was in SEAL training, we did these halo jumps. High altitude, low opening. You don't pull the ripcord till you're a couple hundred feet from your impact zone. Terrifying. Or at least I was terrified. Then you do it 100 times, just another day at the ranch. But still, in the back of your mind, there's this thing that's telling you, you know, this is crazy. So Jackson, it's like he lost that, you know? No hesitation, no fear whatsoever.
Did you just admit that you know when you're doing something crazy?
So make some fun.
Hey, Blackula, catch you napping on the job? Just keeping it clean for you. Had our friends at Regional run the pill through their mass spectrometer to separate the elements to see how
Yeah, they did the science, and they found what?
The chemical compound is similar to an SSRI. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. like an antidepressant prescribed for PTSD.
You said similar.
There were no matches to this specific combination of ingredients currently on the market. Must have been something he got off the streets.
So why would Jackson look for this in a pharmacy?
I'm assuming that was rhetorical, because I'm not the detective.
Right.
So
Jackson's not the only one that had this issue. He was a vet from Jackson's therapy group. Drove a car 180 into a retaining wall, dead on impact.
This one died cliff diving in Laguna Beach. And another one in a motorcycle accident.
I was going through Jackson's case file. A bunch of his SEAL team didn't make it back. And then all these guys at the VA hospital died too. I mean, like, it's hard enough to watch your brothers die overseas, but... You know, to find yourself all alone back home. This risk override thing, could that be caused by a drug?
What did his doctor at the hospital say he was on?
Antidepressants.
No, that's not likely. Jackson could have been part of a clinical trial. Before a pharmaceutical company can put a new drug on the market, they have trials before the FDA gives approval. They usually test on volunteers.
Or use vets as guinea pigs.
If you want to find out who's running the trial, there's usually a paper trail, but it's proprietary information. You're gonna need a good lawyer to access it.
I may know someone.
Clear.
Yeah.
So I think if we do that, that'll be great.
Yeah, for
I think it's working out perfect.
Excuse me, sir, can I help you?
Roger, what are you doing here?
What? Can a man drop by to see his wife at work? Late? With another man?
Baby. Mwah. This is my new assistant, Desmond. Desmond, this is my husband.
Of 20 years. We have 3 kids together. I'm a cop. Homicide. See a lot of dead bodies.
Cool. Nice to meet you, man.
Could you, give us a sec, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I could have brought this home to you. You know that. You didn't give me much time to track down the pharmaceutical company, but I have...
Is that guy?
That is my new assistant.
Denzel is the new assistant you were breaking in?
Desmond.
No. I'm not going to stand for this, Trish.
Okay,
This ain't going down. Not on my
Roger,
watch.
Listen, do you want to talk about the medical patent that I had to pull a dozen strings?
No, I want to talk about Denzel. What is the... Look at this. I'm barely in the frame. Denzel can't see me from out there. In fact, if you're sitting at your desk, you can't see me. He gotta go, Trish.
No.
I want him fired tonight.
Have that patent filed by Gaius Pharmaceuticals?
Yeah, give me that.
Okay, maybe it's time you left, huh? I'll see you later tonight, baby.
I'm the baby she talking about. Remember that. Homicide. LAPD, here to see Patricia Swinton.
Your wife, I owe her one.
No, you don't owe her one, you owe me one. I'm the one that broke the golden rule by asking for a professional favor. I haven't had to do that in years, but I felt we needed it on this.
So why is this case any different?
See, there you go again. I tried to do something nice and you just throw it back in my face.
I just know why you'd value one case over another and then put it off
Why
on
don't
me.
you just receive it as it's being...
What is it that I'm receiving it?
Detectives, should we step into my office or do you two need a minute?
Look at that. Views of the whole city and a company pool. You must do well to afford all that.
We do well.
We understand that Mr. Jackson was a part of a clinical trial here.
He was, but I need to be upfront. I can't discuss any intellectual property currently under development.
Intellectual property. Is that the drug Jackson was on?
I wish I could be more helpful.
Oh, I'm sure it's just eating you up.
Hypothetically, what are some of the side effects of that drug, like drinking milk?
Certain medications can elicit cravings for opioid peptides. Milk can soothe the stomach. It's really a case-by-case basis.
Does the label say side effects may include, I don't know, jumping off of buildings or robbing jewelry stores?
If you're implying that it's criminal behavior as a result of the medication, you're reaching, Detective.
Am I?
It's a sad truth. But most of the patients who take part in these trials are broken long before they take the medication. They're beyond our scope.
Miss Swinton, could you provide us with a list of the other patients involved in this trial? We'd like to talk to them. Please, Chad Jackson is still out there. We're just trying to help him.
Dr. Logan Cox provided us the subjects for our testing.
Dr. Cox from the VA hospital?
Yes, he administered the medication to the patients in his group therapy.
Dr. Cox said he only prescribed antidepressants to Jackson. He failed to mention the trials.
Lied to our faces.
Yeah, well, I grabbed one of the doctor's business cards for you. So how you guys got along. Figured he'd be someone you can open up to.
Hello?
Yes, Detective Murtaugh, LAPD. Is Dr. Cox available?
Can't come to the phone. He's a little dead right now. Dr. Cox was shot in the back of his head at close range while walking to his car. 9mm shell casing was recovered at the scene, consistent with the injury.
Fingerprints?
Yep, found a bunch of prints at the scene. All matched Chad Jackson.
Thank you, Scorsese. I think I've heard everything I need
Anyone
to.
else having a hard time buying that a sniper shot him at close range and in the back of the head? Come on, Jackson looked him in the eye and shot him in the face like a gentleman.
Do we need Scorsese to repeat the evidence? His prints were found at the scene. Jackson is still out there. He's unhinged and dangerous. We need to go public on this now.
I wouldn't do that.
I know you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't also bother to change your shirt every I don't know week, but neither of these things are decisions you're making.
Most of the vets in Jackson's group therapy are dead. All right, now that's either a big coincidence or this thing's bigger than it seems.
We need more to go on than that, Riggs. I didn't want this to escalate to murder, but it has, and it's our responsibility to ensure the safety of the public so that it doesn't get worse.
You think smoking him out with a press release is gonna do that?
Silent partner, what do you think?
I think you're too close to this. We need to find Jackson. If he's innocent, then he can prove that when he's in custody.
Thank you.
Thanks, partner.
Good morning. Last night, Dr. Logan Cox was murdered leaving work at the Veterans Hospital. And although this is an ongoing investigation, the suspect in this case, Chad Jackson, remains at large. The Los Angeles Police Department would like to ask the community for any information that might be helpful in Mr. Jackson's apprehension.
Yes, ma'am. Every detail helps. I agree. He is attractive.
So you seen the suspect on the sidelines of the Rams game, huh?
Mr. Jackson is a white male, early 30s, strong build.
Littering in the park. Milk carts. Yes, sir. I'll be sure to add that.
Give me that. Where exactly did you find this man littering milk cartons? Get me Riggs. Maybe you're just at one with nature, or being your usual brooding self, but you haven't said a word to me since we left the car.
I'm being stealthy, Raj. Why don't you give it a shot?
Hey, look, I'm sorry I took Avery's side back there, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm out here sweating bullets with you.
You are sweating a lot. Why don't you hang back? Take a break.
Oh, no, I'm fine. Just tell me if you see a water fountain or a misting tent or something.
This way.
Navy SEALs instinct kicking in?
Well, my granddaddy taught me how to hunt. When I was a kid, I'd track deer, elk, possum.
Possum?
Marinated in some teriyaki with some rice and beans on the side.
That's so country. Teriyaki possum with coon pie.
Uh-oh.
Under instinct?
No.
Up Kingsville Riverboat, back live, radio ringside at Van Andel Arena, where the Griffins and Ice Hogs now set to begin play here in the third period. The teams at full and equal strength. Got a 5,236 on hand here tonight. Fans will probably ask, why so few? We've gotten so spoiled, Lou, with big numbers, and first half of the year always a bit of a challenge for most teams.
Yeah.
We'll have a similar crowd tomorrow night when Cleveland is here.
I'm looking forward to that game.
Yeah, gonna be fun. And they look to have a really good team again.
Yes, they do. Columbus's farm team.
A little bit of a delay here, not sure why. They're skating around, not sure if they've got some excess water on the ice, but again, we can expand on that Wings game a bit. As we mentioned earlier, Peter Mrazek in goal for Detroit. And he so far has faced 17 shots in that hockey game, so it looks like the Wings, at least based on shots anyway, are dominating play in the second period after a wide open first period in which each team had 15 shots on net. Pecorino in goal for Nashville. And here we go. They have dropped the puck and the third period has begun. Goaltender Lars Johansson in the goal to our right. Griffins have the puck in the Rockford zone. Here's Jensen driving a shot right on. And Johansson down to stop that one.
You know, it isn't that Johansson's huge. I mean, he's a 6'1" guy. So it isn't like he's this huge body, but boy, he just moves well, covers the crease well.
You don't even have to be big anymore, Lou. With all that equipment, everybody looks big, right? Some bigger than others, certainly, if they've got the wide bodies.
Yeah, but being tall does help because everybody's a butterflyer today, and if you're like Carreau and you go in the butterfly, your shoulders are still just about at the top of the crossbar.
No, we threw that stat out on Tuesday night in Des Moines. You know, once upon a time, not that long ago, Lou, that 75% of goaltenders were under 6'2".
Oh, yeah.
Now 75% of them are 6'2" or above.
Well, you know, let's show our age. Remember, who was the was it Peters? Who was the goaltender for
Peters?
Pete Peters. That kid was what, 5'9" or something like that. He was outstanding.
Ken Dryden was probably the first of the big goalies, but that was not a trend that stuck. I think in the new era is Ben Bishop.
Look at this.
There's Jensen cruising in, shot, another save. Good positioning there by Johansson. Led the Swedish Elite League last year, in fact, with a 1.72 goals against Johansson.
That's serious, especially on big ice. That is really serious.
Well, the play settled down. The Ice Hogs with it as the Griffins are changing lines. Rockford deep in their own end. Feed up the middle, connecting with McNeil, left side, Tanner Caro. He cuts in a shot, and Caro shutting down the short side to make the save. Another attempt from in front. That one's off a leg wide. Now Gustafsson from the line. With a redirect to McNeil, side of that goal, and Caro moving across to the right pad, stop that one. And the Griffins up with it now. Here comes Laredo. Cross the line to Peach. He's got Tangradi in front. The pass. Ooh, thought that thing got through, but winds up in the corner where the Ice Hogs are in control of it. Tanner Caro back the other way. Left side shot. That one off a stick to the far boards where Tangradi comes up with it. Now to Laredo to Nathan Page. On demand at center. He'll backhand it in. Tangradi to the corner. Bumps with Gustafsson. Gustafsson takes the hit, makes the play, and the Ice Hogs have the puck. McNeil rubbed out of the play. And the Griffins with it will lift it back on to Rockford ice. Clearing attempt blocked. Here's Aubrey with the puck down the boards to Chris Colo. Chris Colo bumped there by the defender, and that puck knocked away and played by Svedberg as Carl Dahlstrom stepped into Chris Colo. Now here come the Ice Hogs the other way. Luke Johnson cruising in. And now picked up by Chris Colo, who tried to connect with Svechnikov. The pass behind him. And goes back into the Grand Rapids zone to our left-hand side, where it's played by Renouf now to Chris Colo to center for Svechnikov, who tapped it inside the Rockford blue line. Schilling in control for the Ice Hogs. Moved it ahead, and now deflecting the puck into the Griffins' end was Brandon Mashinter. Griffins quick to go back the other way, but a pass missed. Campbell, they're going to wave icing off. Campbell put it right in front of the shot. That's stopped. Rebound attempt, another centering pass. Here's Nick Jensen, a shot that goes deflecting to the end boards. Colin Campbell takes a feed from Borkowski back in front of chance. The shot hit the outside of the goal, where Campbell comes away with it now. Back to the line to Jensen, who held it in, but it skips by players from both teams, and Rockford winds up with it now, and they'll send it down behind the Griffin net with 16:33 to go. Third period, still 1-0 Rockford. Puck's at the line, held in. Swept in wide of the net. Sam Carrick in control now for Labrie, whose shot deflected off a leg, and will go back out to center. Ripped back in by the Ice Hogs. Played by Russo. Russo around to the near side to Nick Jensen. Jensen will drop it behind for Ben Street. Now to Russo, far side. He lifted it out to center, gobbled up by Callahan. He drops for Bertuzzi, a shot, saving the rebound. Ooh, just eluded Street out in front of the net. And here comes Jake Dowell back the other way to Lundberg. He angles in a shot, and a good save there by Coro. That's a tough one to handle. Here's Paige up with the puck. Moved ahead to Callahan. And they'll jam it to center where Bertuzzi now has the puck back in. He goes, a shot just missed the net. Bertuzzi centering attempt is a shot from the side of the goal in which Johansson held his ground. Now Bertuzzi goes to get it far side. In traffic, unable to make the play, but stays right with it and chops it deep into that Rockford zone again. And played and boards by Dahlstrom. Ice Hogs turning, can't get it out. Here's Russo now flipping one towards the goal, and that one's off a stick and out of play with 15-13 to go here in the third period. Still 1-0 in favor of the visitors, the Rockford Ice Hogs.
All right, Bob, here's your trivia question. Dominic Hasek, of course, finishes up his careers with the Red Wings, really well known as the goaltender for the Buffalo Sabres. Who drafted him?
Oh, gosh, that's a... You might have me stumped on that one, Lou. I want to say Montreal initially.
The parent club of the Rockford Ice Hogs.
Chicago Blackhawks.
The Chicago Blackhawks, and Hasek played about 20 games with them, and they were unimpressed and traded him.
What'd they get for him, though?
I don't know.
Have to look that one up.
Yeah, I got to look that one up, eh? But he actually was Blackhawk.
Ice Hogs under duress again, their own end, but finally able to clear it out. It's going to go all the way down and result in an icing call against the Ice Hogs.
Well, the Griffins certainly getting more pressure. They've drawn even in shots at 22, but they've had better scoring opportunities this period. Johansson's had to be good. I think you're going to score on this guy on a rebound. He's just got great positioning. But I have to say, Jared Caro's ability to move in the crease while on the pads in the butterfly is really impressive tonight.
Yeah, he made a great save a few minutes ago. Those are tough shots to stop for goaltenders when a guy's angling across.
Absolutely.
Especially on a backhand, but in that case it was a forehand, still very difficult. And he was maneuvering and just stayed in perfect position the whole way across. So a guy like Carey Price is so good.
Yep.
Now a penalty coming up to Grand Rapids here.
Not good.
McNeil cutting into the middle and upended by Ryan Lashoff at 5:43. So Rockford has a second power play opportunity, and they made short order of their first one. Griffins definitely need to kill this one off.
Yeah, this is going to be big. Obviously, you don't want to go down by 2 in the third period. See if Rockford uses that umbrella formation again, where they spread guys across the top of the offensive zone. Rockford wins that faceoff.
And at the line, Svedberg will fire. That's deflected on net. Coro got a piece of it. Rebound back to the line, chopped away. Griffins skating out short-handed. Here's Aubrey. Campbell heads to the front of the net. A good defensive play there by Polka to go down and block the centering attempt. Griffins still with it, though, down in that zone. A shot knocked away. Aubrey, he had it in the slot. It bounced right over his stick, though. That's the way it's gone for the Griffins here. Just not many good bounces in their favor. Not to take a thing away from Rockford, though. Here's Svedberg now back in. He fires that one right on. And handled by Coro. Mashinter left all by himself on the doorstep. And Coro holding on to that for the whistle.
Another example of Coro down in that butterfly, out on the paint. Just he is a big body. I mean, he's a big guy. What is he? 6'5", 6'6", I forget, but
6'6".
6'6", and so he has learned to play into his body. Really just covers a ton of territory.
Abbott off the draw with a puck to the point. One-timer blocked by Ben Street. It goes right to the stick of Tanner Caro. Now it's in front of the net and knocked away, and Callahan had it and lost it. Ice Hogs trying to take advantage, unable to do so. The Griffins will clear it out of there. Oh, Callahan had a good rush up going up ice and
he did.
Almost cost him the other way after overskating the puck. Now here's Colin Campbell knocking it away from Abbott down to the Rockford zone where the goaltender came out, gave it right to Campbell. He's going to walk right up front with a shot and a great glove save by Johansson.
Well, Johansson muffs his clearing pass, but able to get back to the very tip of his crease and then able to make a great glove save, keep this game 1-0 in favor of the Ice Hogs. Wow, that was a little dangerous play there for them.
Boy, he has looked good, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Yep. Yeah, don't you wonder, how does that guy go? What, was he undrafted? He was undrafted, right?
Undrafted, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how that happens.
Yeah, signed as a free agent by Chicago.
Okay, well, it just shows it's kind of like Danny DeKaiser, right?
Late bloomers.
Yeah, late bloomers, and they grow into bodies, or they get your stick, get your stick, get your stick.
As they play down on that Griffins end, still 28 seconds to go in the Rockford power play. Jake Jensen, great play. He got 3 Rockford players on him, and he not only avoids them, now he leads a 3-on-2 attack shorthanded the other way. And trying to cruise in Laredo, had the puck knocked off his stick. At center, Page gets caught, breakaway now. They're going to walk in and score. Gosh darn it.
Well,
Nathan Page just misplayed that completely, Lou.
Yep. He either should have backed off and taken the player, but he stepped forward, and the Rockford player stepped around him. Clean breakaway on Careau. Careau's down in his butterfly, and he gets beaten on his blocker side. And Rockford has a 2-0 lead now with 12:25 to go in this third period.
Oh, what a disaster. I mean, the Ice Hogs did nothing on the power play, and it winds up a power play goal with 8 seconds left on it.
Yep. Well, Nathan wants that one back. There's no question about that one.
Yeah, it's a tough play.
Yep.
Now, once he just kind of backed up, when you look at it, now again, the game's a lot easier from up top here.
Yeah.
Should have just gone right after the puck initially, but kind of backed off and then realized he was probably in a better position to play it instead of the Ice Hog player, and he kind of poked at it and missed it.
Well, and the other thing is he was the only defender back, right? It's one thing to say I'm going to make that play knowing I got somebody backing me up. Oh, boy, there was a chance right there for the Griffins.
Martin Lundberg, unassisted goal. And the Griffins now down 2-0, and they got the puck in the Rockford end. Shot deflecting out of play. So we'll pause here with 12:01 to go in the third period. 2-0. Ice Hogs on top now as you're listening live to Levac Griffins Hockey on Wood Radio.
Hey everyone, welcome to my new show. I'm Aaron Hurd. Hey, I'm Ari. My guests are Vince Callahan and Robbie Russo from the Grand Rapids Griffins. What do you think the season's going to bring this year?
It's going to be really exciting, and we're going to make it just really cool. I think we want to play with Robbie. He's not my friend.
Important question is, who has a better shot?
I think he's like his block or misses it. It's not very good. I stay on front of that, and Russo is really powerful. It's not very hard. I think I'll be a better shot.
It's time to test this out. It's time for Ari's challenge. The challenge is, we're going to hit this puck to the crossbar rings. Mitch, you're going first. Oh, that was a close one. Good to Robbie. Let me have a sip. I win. That's all the time we have. See you next week.
Two 2-0 Rockford on top here with 12:01 to go in the third period of play. It's updated on the Red Wings, who are still leading Nashville 1-0. 5:50 to go in the second period of that game. Wings still out shooting the Predators 29 to 21. And that will tell you, that's 50 shots on goal in that game, Lou, and they're not even done with the second period yet.
So Dominic Hasek was traded by Chicago to Buffalo for Stefan Beauregard and a 4th-round pick, and then Chicago immediately traded Beauregard to the Winnipeg Jets for Ruutu.
Stefan Beauregard, a goaltender.
Yeah.
Left-handed goaltender, by the way. I remember seeing him play in Fort Wayne in the IHL.
Yeah. That's listed on this one website as the worst trade in Chicago Blackhawk history. That's okay. Everybody's had those trades.
Oh, yeah. Now play back underway here. Down in the Grand Rapids zone to our left. And controlled by Ben Street. On to center with a feed. Lashoff couldn't hang on to it. Street follows, though. Good feed on to Bertuzzi across the line. Long shot. Easy save that time for Johansson. And cleared away by the Ice Hogs, where Svechnikov goes busting back. Look at a spinorama move, and reaching in was Norrell to knock it away from him at the last moment. Puck's at center. Here comes Jensen back in on the right side. It poked away, chased it down behind. Bertuzzi bumped by Gustafsson, and goes Svechnikov with 3 Ice Hogs on him. Boy, they get that puck loose. Somebody's got to be open, right? It's the Ice Hogs, though, who go in there, jam it away. Norrell with Laredo right on him, able to play it away for Gustafsson, who lifts it high, not before getting belted, though, by Tangradi far side. And now Mantha back in his own end with a pass that deflected away. And here come the Griffins back in. A pass across, though, for Tangradi, blocked. Ice Hogs McNeil just shoots it in, and Robbie Rousseau will go back and get it. Right wing to Mantha, quickly up the middle to Tangradi. Oh, look at the move. Into the zone, shot, save, rebound attempt, and that one didn't get through. Now Laredo jammed it in front of the score! Anthony Mantha's got another one! And the Griffins are, more importantly, right back in the hockey game with still 10:07 to go. It's now 2-1 in favor of Rockford.
Well, 2 keys to that. One, Tangradi takes the puck to the net hard, and the second is Mantha goes to the net without the puck. Tangradi's play creates the opportunity for Mantha just bang home a puck, and the Griffins get a critical goal. They're just down by 1 with 10:07 left to go in this 3rd period.
And Mantha now with 6 goals in this just his 4th game.
Yeah, they're showing the replay on the board here, and Mantha just went down right to the paint. There's a little tap out in front, but it's Tangradi early on in that play that really creates the chaos for Rockford in the zone.
Puck now into the Griffin zone.
Up.
Now Hickett's loses an edge.
Blew a tire there.
Puck played away by the Ice Hogs. There's a weak pass to the line, but Schilling will move across and play it. Now down behind the net. Tyler Barnes bumped, breaks away in front of the goal. Backhand shot by Labrie on net. Coro with a pad save, and here's Tangradi lifting it back the other way. Mantha trying to get to it, knocked away by Schilling. They're going to call a hand pass against the Ice Hogs, which is not the right call, as it was in their own end. And
yeah, that should stay in. Yeah, he's putting it down in the zone, and that should go down in their zone.
By the way, Red Wings now all of a sudden trail 2-1. Nashville gets goals from Subban and Ribeiro in a span of 18 seconds. We'll take a break. 9:23 to go here. 2-1. Ice Hogs on top. Brand new game. Back for more right after this on Wood Radio. Where are the kids? Kids.
Good Lord.
Well, even though I can't see it, Aquinas is beating Purdue 5-0 at the end of the first period. Aquinas is beating Purdue 5-0 at the end of the first. Hopkins Oliverbo back again at the van. Griffin's on that goal by Mantha. An assist to Tangradi and Laredo. And Grand Rapids back in it. Now the Griffins with the puck in their own end, moving it ahead to center. He got away from Ben Street, but there's Lashoff. Now to Jensen. Jensen to Lashoff, and up the middle to Callahan with a long stretch pass for Bertuzzi off the stick. Goes down to that Rockford zone. Ice Hogs now skate the other way, but the play broken up right at the Grand Rapids line, and Robbie Russo will pick it up. Pass ahead to Street on right wing. That one tipped away from him, and big Victor Svedberg now standing in his own end. A look and a pass. Tipped into the Griffins' end and controlled by Luke Johnson near side. Johnson knocked down. Griffins with the puck, but a pass got by Svechnikov. Here's Langlois back in. Scooped it into the corner. Griffins go in to get it. Aubrey's pass blocked. Aubrey got it back for Russo. 8:06 left third period. 2-1. Ice Hogs on top now. Rockford takes the puck away. Luke Johnson down in that Grand Rapids zone. He'll turn with a shot, and that one's blocked. And deflects into the Rockford zone, or the former North Dakota product. Luke Johnson goes back to get it. He's a North Dakota native, in fact, from Grand Forks. Where else would you go and play college hockey, right?
Absolutely.
Now, puck rolling around center. Ice Hogs had it, but gave it away. Here's Aubrey backhanding it in. He'll peel off on a line change here. Rockford up with the puck, and Spencer Abbott chopped it up the boards back into the Griffin zone to our left. And Grand Rapids quick to move it out. Here's Borkowski ahead for Turgeon trying to get at it, but the Ice Hogs have it ahead of him. Steer it back inside the Griffin line where Joe Hickett feeds it up the middle. That's picked off by Mark McNeil. Dropped it back into his own end. And Rockford now just content on sending it into that Griffin zone and eating up the clock. Down to 6:55 to go. Now Grand Rapids takes it away and sends it up the right wing where Colin Campbell will go get it and lift it in behind the Rockford net. Ice Hogs now. Norrell steers it up the glass just out of the reach of Nick Jensen to center ice. Jensen will play it there now. Trying to connect with Laredo. Take it away and shot to the Grand Rapids zone, where Jensen will try it again and wrap it up the near side to Mantha. Mantha in traffic. Poked it on to Tangradi. Dropped it back. Intended for Laredo. It missed him. Griffins will pick it up in their own end, though. Now here's Nick Jensen deep to play it for Lashoff far side. On the right wing to Laredo. Off his stick out to center, and Jake Dowell trying to shoot it back in. Labrigo's running at Nick Jensen as the puck now played by Lashoff, who connects with Tangradi on left wing. Rink wide now to Mantha. Across that line he goes. Leans into Schilling into the right wing corner. Dropped the puck off. And Laredo tried to get it back to the right point. Did, but there's nobody there. Griffin's defensemen were changing. Now Grand Rapids waiting. Sending it right back in. Here's Mantha down behind the net. Centering attempt blocked. Mantha goes to the boards with Schilling. Puck scooped around the far side, not out. Good play by Street to hold it, or Page to hold it in. Now Robbie Russo has it at the line. He'll wrap it down behind for Bertuzzi. For Street, who gets knocked down. Now Bertuzzi takes Jake Dowell to the ice as the puck squirts free behind the net, and Billy Polka will just lift it high and back to the Grand Rapids zone as Page will hustle back to get it. Page gave it away right in front. Great chance, and what a stop by Coro. And we get a quick whistle. And Jared Coro comes up with a huge save as Page had scooped the puck up the boards. And He's not happy, and I don't blame him. Where was the icing call on that, Lou? I mean, Nathan Peach was going back as hard as he could. He was even close to getting to the puck to avoid an icing call.
Yeah, well, that's one that the Griffins come back in this game. Remember that save because Coro was all alone.
That was great. 5:08 to go. We'll take a break. Still 2-1 Rockford. You're listening to Levack Griffins Hockey live from Van Andel Arena. Okay.
And as always, Griffins Youth Foundation thanks you for your support.
We talked about Pecorine trying to rebound from a bit of a subpar year last season. Well, he's been awfully good against Detroit tonight. Wings have 29 shots on net and just 1 goal. 3:40 left in the second period of that one. Wings trail Nashville 2-1. In downtown Detroit now. Play here back underway. 4:33 to go in the third period. Griffins down 2-1. Shots are dead even at 26. Griffins have the puck. Here's Chris Colo now up the right wing. Norrell caught up to him, swept the puck on the far side, taken away by the Griffins though. And now Chris Colo trying to jam one through for Aubrey. That's cleared out by the Ice Hogs, and Joey Hicketts will go back and get it behind his own net. As Laredo jumps back on along with Tangradi and Mantha. And we have exactly 4 minutes to go now. Puck rolling into the Rockford zone. Ice Hogs slam it off the glass and right back the other way. And it rolls right to the goal mouth where it's covered by Jared Coro. Griffins playing their 797th regular season home game in their 21st season.
Really?
Amazing.
Do that again. 797 regular season?
Yep.
Regular season home games.
It's about 860, I think, or 850 in overall with playoffs included.
Wow.
Pretty amazing, Lou.
Yep.
Ice Hogs dangerous around the Griffin net right now. A sharp angle shot in which Coro stands his ground and now finds the puck in among skates, reaches out with the blocker and that glove underneath it and grabs the puck, holds onto it for the whistle. Griffins, as we mentioned, home tomorrow night to the defending Calder Cup champion Cleveland Monsters. And then they're on the road next week, Friday, Saturday in Charlotte to meet the Charlotte Checkers.
And I will be at the Wings game next Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Go down.
Enjoy the Joe a few final times, huh? Boy, that new building is going to be spectacular.
Absolutely.
Ice Hogs winning a draw. Ramp it around the end boards all the way to the near side. It's going to go. Mantha in there to jam it back for Lashoff. Now for Jensen with 3:24 to go. Jensen clears it out. Ice Hogs play it coolly, back in their own end. Griffins have not had a scoring chance since Mantha got them within a goal several minutes ago. And now Jake Dowell crashing to the net behind Coro and knocking it loose. And Coro's not happy right now. I'm not sure why. I didn't see what happened there. .313 left. Face off outside the line.
Well, we're going to get down. We'll see when coach wants to pull Jared Coro from the net for the extra skater. Got a young lady up on the board dancing, and she is good. What do you think she is, 10 years old? She's really putting on a show here, isn't she? One of the reasons I love coming to these games.
Our fans are entertaining, Lou.
They really are, and it's a kid-friendly environment.
Here's Street with the puck in the Rockford zone. They had a decent chance there, but his shot didn't get through, and now Ice Hogs up the ice with numbers into the zone. Right side shot, save, rebound right back in front. Oh, and that one lifted just wide by Polka. And Nathan Page will play the puck up the left wing to Street. Good job to receive that pass. Now leaning in. He's got a little bit of room, turning with a centering feed. It's loose in the goal mouth. Here's a backhand shot by Bertuzzi, and he missed the net. And Sam Carrick will pick it up and scoop it into his own bench. Face-off will stay deep in the Rockford zone with 2:32 left in regulation time. 2-1 Rockford on top.
Great opportunities at both ends. Jared Coreau makes a save, gives up a rebound. We haven't seen that much today where he's given up any rebounds, but he gives up a big rebound, and the Rockford player blows it wide. Comes down to the other end. The Griffins have a great scoring chance. Bertuzzi on a backhander, scrambly play, and just puts it wide. We're still 2-1 Rockford.
Laredo back out. Mantha and Tangrady flanked on his sides. Jensen and Hickett's the defenseman. And the face-off won by Rockford. Svedberg down behind his net. His pass slowed, and that allows Jensen to work in and play the puck, but Svedberg reaches in, knocked it away from him, and clears it back on Griffin's ice, where it's Hickett's chased by Mashinter all the way down behind his own net. Steps away from him. Up the ice go the Griffins. Mantha across that line, poke check, Hickett's follows. Here's Mantha behind the goal, feed out in front. That one knocked away and cleared by Rockford. As Jensen back into his own zone, we're down to 2 minutes remaining now. Here's Mantha with a pass into the middle for Laredo. Tied up on the play by McNeil. Here's McNeil now busting back. Backhand shot, save, rebound right in front. Good stop again by Coro. Another attempt, and Coro able to cover and get a whistle with 1:46 to go in regulation time.
Wow, big saves by Jared Coro. 3 in a row, using that big body to kind of close off the angles. If he's not one of the stars of the game, it's a little bit of a crime. I know he's given up 2 goals, but goodness gracious, he has really made some big saves. And Lars Johansson at the other end has been very good. All right, face off to the left of Jared Coro here. Griffin's got to get this out of the zone. We'll see how quickly Coro heads out. Rockford wins that face-off.
Get a long shot that's sailing wide of the net. Griffins have the puck, flipped it up the boards, but knocked down by Langlois. Scooped back behind the goal. Here's Peach with it. Now Peach around the far side. Wings have come back, by the way, tied up Nashville 2-2. Drew Miller, the goal from Mike Green.
Miller, another goal. He had a goal the other night.
1:20 left. There goes Coro to the bench. The net to our left-hand side, empty in the Griffin zone. Griffins down 2-1 as they scrum in that far corner to our right-hand side. Griffins emerge with a puck. Svechnikov bumped though, and McNeil's got it. He'll turn. Steered ahead to send it to Langlois.
Nice play.
Good play by Russo to knock it away from him, and Street now has it in his own end with 1 minute to go. Up the right wing, McNeil chased by Bertuzzi. In behind the net, Ice Hogs with the puck, and they lift it out of there. Race for it, Langlois and Russo. Russo gets to it ahead of him, and 44 seconds remain. Russo will play the puck on the near side to Matt Laredo. Now into the middle for Nick Jensen. He's on the move left to right. Pass for Mantha, hit him in the back. They are able to jam it in, but the Ice Hogs turn and lift it all the way down. This is going to be an icing call with 28.6 seconds to go. And the face-off will go to the Rockford zone, with the Ice Hogs clinging right now to that 1-goal lead.
Well, you got to think you're going to see a timeout here, don't you?
I would think, and yes, they will. Todd Nelson will signal to.
I'd keep Nick Jensen out and let that guy get rest and keep him out. I think he's been the best Griffin skater of the night. He's been solid in his own zone, and more importantly, he has been very offensive-minded.
Well, one thing you get with him too, Lou, is he doesn't score a ton of goals, but I'll tell you what, his shot is accurate.
Right.
And right now you want guys hitting the net, giving you a chance for the redirect, or maybe one sneaks through off the stick of Jensen. So I agree with you.
I think they just sat Jensen down.
Yeah.
But I really do think, I realize Mantha's got the goal, but I think Jensen's been the best skater, best Griffin skater of the night.
And we may wind up seeing 6 forwards on the ice here.
I think that's what we're going to see, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what you're going to get.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're going to have up front, Street, Callahan, Tangradi, and Mantha. Laredo and Bertuzzi are back. So 6 forwards, why not?
Yeah, all right.
28.6 seconds to go, and Callahan entrusted with a face-off and wins it cleanly. Mantha to Laredo, back to Mantha, near circle. Took a shot, he tried to connect with Bertuzzi, just missed him. Now Laredo holding it in, fed it in front, knocked away. Griffin's desperately trying to hold it in due. Here's Bertuzzi, 15 seconds to go. He fires, deflected in front, didn't get through. Now Mantha's got the puck. He's the guy you want with it. He fires, blocked in front of the rebound. Cleared away, but not out. 5 seconds to go, one last chance. Got to shoot it across. Street fires, and that's blocked in front. Good chance. Oh! Callahan missed an empty net, and it would have counted. And the Ice Hogs all night long, how many bullets did they dodge? And none bigger than that one. Oh my goodness, Callahan shot of the goal, chipped the rebound. I think it would have counted, Lou. And he chipped it narrowly wide of what was pretty much an open goal, and that pretty much sums up the way this night went for the Griffins offensively.
Well, no question, the Griffins missed an awful lot of nets tonight, a lot of shots wide. They end up with 28 shots on net, the Ice Hogs with 32, but at the end of the day, the only numbers that matter, the Ice Hogs win this game 2-1.
We'll be back, post-game show brought to you by the Bob, your pre- and post-game stop for food and fun. Griffins taste defeat for the first time, Ice Hogs in the win column for the first time, albeit very early in this season. 2-1 final, Ice Hogs in the first of 10 meetings. Back to tell you all about it, we'll have a guest. All coming your way on our post-game show, which is next on Wood Radio. God dang it. Well, yeah, give me their. Oh. Yeah, just give me our first goal. Okay. 3 breaks. Okay.